we just discovered this, we're gonna throw it in. So, the HD radio signal on the Sage Digital ENDEC. So apparently, we just discovered, well, David just discovered it really, but some radios, like the HDR14 and the Spark SHD-TX2, receive alerts through HD stations with a triangle or a letter for the Sangians on it. And, yeah. You might be thinking, well, that HD radio signal comes directly from the station itself. It doesn't. It actually comes through from the Sage Digital ENDEC. Because what David discovered, the HD radio interface on the Sage Digital ENDEC has that capability to transmit a certain type of signal to activate HD radios so it can let it know what type of alert you are getting.
Here's exactly how it works. Look over here. It even says it. So you have to use index, that obviously right here. Add it, and you have to add a peripheral, which I believe is under here. Don't care. Add new peripheral. We'll just call it Keck. And to select the type, HD Radio X,
which is export.
Yes, it is. That means, and then there's a URL you can send this to, and stations 1, 2, 3, or whatever. So right there, it even says it, and then you can save this peripheral, it uploads it, and then once it works, boom.
Maybe that's why WSPA didn't have it anymore. Maybe they disabled it on their ENDEC.
Yeah, because you can't do.
Because it's still HD. And they have a digital ENDEC. I know for a fact they have a digital ENDEC.
Yep.
So yeah, the digital ENDEC is capable of that. And yes, this is the same type of signal that can send test alert, or weather alert, or rescue alert, or maybe, in some dire situations, what's it called? Health alert. Health alert. It comes from the ENDEC. And it's been proven now.
Honestly, I might actually consider getting into this and trying to run the first ever like hobbyist HD radio station.
Fuck yeah! The digital can do wonders with that.
Oh yeah, and it makes sense too. iBox, right here is an iBox digital exciter. I'm getting one of those. How much
Also,
does this cost?
next feature. Right below the Sage Digital ENDEC is a second ENDEC, also the second most expensive ENDEC you can currently buy on the market to this day. So on that note, hey guys, what's up? It's Clay Ranger 143 here along with
East Norcard WX.
And finally,
we're gonna fucking review the rest of the shit we have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
because we've been fucking procrastinating to the point that Starlight Wolf 22 has fucking disappeared into the void.
Well, like, you procrastinated, Mr. Sleepyhead ass.
Hey, you didn't fucking do the reviews when I wanted.
We were busy these last couple of days. If you
I had to fucking...
don't know if you remember,
Cap
but...
Deck one. Is this a broken Cap Deck one?
Yeah, this is.
Oh, damn it. Piece of shit. No. Anyways.
So much for the resale value.
It doesn't work.
Her parts are not working.
Anyways. So, finally, we're going to get to this next review that we've been dying to make for a long time now. So, in this episode of Radio Reviews, even though it's a fucking encoder that we're reviewing again, we're going to be taking a look at...
ENDEC reviews.
Bruh. We're going to be taking a look at the encoder that has one of the drunkest sounding computerized voices out there. And you guessed it, that radio or ENDEC
Radio.
is... I mean, technically it is a radio.
Well, yeah, it does have two built-in radios in the back, yeah.
See what I mean? But it's not a radio, it's an encoder. So, we're going to be taking a look at this. The Digital Alert Systems DASDEC-II. Okay, the Digital Alert Systems DASDEC-II. Technically, this is the DASDEC-II LCR, which stands for Low Cost Radio, because if I go past the mic over here, put it up a little bit, you can see on the label for DASDEC-II, it has an LC on the end of the 2 in cursive writing. That stands for low cost. And since this particular unit has 2 built-in radios, it has 2 of them, I believe. Yeah, yep. 2 built-in radios, so technically it's the LCR, low cost radio. So, yeah. The Digital Alert Systems DASDEC-II is basically an encoder, decoder with a lot of capabilities, particularly with cap configuration and functionality, as well as having a built-in voice, kind of what the digital ENDEC has, except the voice on this is much more outdated. We'll get to that in a minute. But let's take a quick glance at the DASDEC. Right out of the box, you can see it's a black DASDEC. It's a black encoder. You can see right here is the Digital Alert Systems, a division of Monroe Electronics logo with the 3 triangles on the side right there, which looks like a radiation symbol, to the point where they just made it blue for the fucking hell of it. In the middle, you have your screen, which displays the time, the date, and your most recent received message. In this case, it was an IPAWS open cap EAS feed configuration, RWT, relayed at approximately 2 p.m., one of 3 that was received today. 4. Actually 4, yeah. 11, 12, 1, and 2. Except, or actually 11, 12, 1, and 2 of 2, because they were late on the last one, but, yeah. Next to that, you have your select button, your status, and alert lights, and the speaker next to the DASDEC-II LC label. It is held in by 4 screws just so you can mount it right there. And if I can scoot past you real quick to go and look at some more stuff, because if we look at the back, you can see that there is quite a lot of stuff in here. For example, it has an Ethernet port, just like the digital ENDEC does, right over there. It has 2 Ethernet ports. Yeah, I see that. Barely see that. It has your microphone input, line out, and speaker port. I can't really tell what's back here. Actually, let me see if I can tilt the thing over here so you can see it. Nope, that's not going to work at all. But yeah, there is your configuration ports back there. That looks like terminal blocks. Yep. You have a coaxial input or output. You have a VGA cable, I think. That's VGA. You have the terminal block right here for relaying stuff. More coaxial inputs. Your plug for AC/DC power. On the side, you got nothing. On this side, you got nothing. So it's basically one giant brick.
Yes, it is. It's actually the heaviest.
Yep, oh yeah, all the screws are in there.
Yeah. You bet the fucker right here.
Oh my god, I did.
You bitch.
But yeah. Clearly it's a brick. Right below.
That's not even a
brick. Blue brick.
That's just a concrete block.
Even though it's made of metal.
Yeah, but that thing's fucking huge. That thing's the heaviest ENDEC I've ever used. I think if I remember correctly, when I had it, it was about 16 or 17 pounds.
Well, yeah, it's not only is this thing an encoder decoder, it's a computer. It's a literal computer. It has a hard drive. It has a video output card. It has a speakers output. It has a cooling fan. It has a processor. Yep. It's a literal computer combined with an ENDEC. That's exactly what this is.
The Sage Digital is basically the same type of thing, it's just not as open about it. You know?
And it's not even a computer, it's a Sage Digital ENDEC. Well, technically
Linux.
is.
It runs a Linux.
What, the Digital ENDEC?
Yeah. It runs Linux, it just runs a very modified version of it. I think it runs Red Hat.
Wait, so does that mean technically the Sage EAS runs a version of it?
No. Sage EAS doesn't run any form, but that's a ROM and stuff like that. The Sage Digital, however, does use a form of Linux to do, obviously it has to get the information. So it uses a form of Linux to wget, or get stuff over the internet, like the audio alerts. It even says it right here on the Sage over here. If we go to files, I believe, no tools, and we go down here to wget right here, This is where W gets the audio files from the iPod's Cap XMLs. So it uses a form of, I want to say it's Red Hat.
It probably is Red Hat. Probably.
So, and I believe this is also a form of Red Hat, if I remember correctly.
The DASDEC?
Yes.
I believe so.
I can actually check, because it actually says it on this logs.
But anyways, enough blabbering about it. And now that it's the daytime, you can pretty much see the DASDEC and the digital ENDEC in the light here. Because, let me tell you, the digital ENDEC really looks nice in that blue color, especially in the day. And it can be picked up much better on camera. So, anyways, this isn't about the digital ENDEC because we already reviewed it in the last episode. So yeah, this is about the DASDEC. So we're definitely going to go through most of its features that it has. And yep, that's exactly what it is. The DASDEC is running Linux Red Hat 4.4.7-18. And that's exactly what we want. So, nevertheless, why don't we go ahead and get to the first feature? And yeah, we're just going to jump right in to the voice. Yeah. The voice on the DASDEC is iconic in a way, but it's not exactly the
It's
best.
iconic in the community for it being the first one mainly used by some EAS enthusiasts, but that doesn't mean it's the best.
Oh no, it's far from the best. Why don't we demonstrate that? Okay, the voice, and for simplicity's sake, we're just gonna add that to there, bring this over here, open this folder. I'm not saying where I got this from, but all I'm gonna say is this.
I think that kind of gave it away, sir. That may have just given it away.
But yeah, this is basically the voice for the DASDEC. And it's not really the best.
Yeah, we'll see why here in a minute. Alerts.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, what's it gonna say? I.
Yeah, it'll say I.
Yeah.
The
So after that,
DASDEC
we're just
digital
gonna click
alert system.
Run me. We got gold wave. Oh, fuck you.
More info, run anyways.
So anyways, oh,
Press any key to continue, apparently.
I know. Yep. Anyway. So, we're just gonna play this.
In this episode of radio reviews, even though we're reviewing a fucking ENDEC again, we're gonna be taking a look at the big rig with one button, 2 lights, and an entire computer system inside. The digital alert system's DASDEC-II.
That's the voice.
Well, digital alert system, DASDEC-II.
That's the voice for the DASDEC. And the voice is called Festvox Cal. And it's actually technology from the 70s. Quite frankly, it didn't age well.
Yep.
It sounds like a robotic shitface on crack.
Well, digital alert system, DASDEC-II.
You get my point! This thing has one of the worst voices I've ever heard in my life, but at the same time, it's so iconic because of how bad it is.
Yep.
It's so outdated, but that's what they use. And hell,
and I will add on
you
here,
even
you
heard
can
it.
actually get 4 new voices for it, but they're not that much different, and they cost way too much, so I didn't even bother.
Yeah, you can change the voice on the DASDEC-II.
There's
You can
only
just
one
buy.
voice you can get that comes with it.
And
the
that's
other 4,
the Cal voice.
you have to buy the other 4 if you want them separately. And
While you review, tell us more about the voices, because I didn't even know that happened.
so, okay, so if we go over here a second to the, to this here, if I can find it. That's not it, David. That's it. All right. So if we go over here to,
Give me a sec.
give me a second, sir. We go to server. If we see the licenses, we have language licenses. We go over here. As you can see,
What a David!
that's not the David voice that you'd expect to hear on the Windows, though. Not the same one.
We'll zoom in on that.
So right here, as you can see, we've got the William voice for U.S. English, the David voice for U.S. English, Jean-Pierre for Canadian French, which are probably just going to run away anyways, and then we've got the Allison voice for U.S. English. So they only have one guy here who's French, and that's the Jean-Pierre. So, yeah.
Jean-Pierre.
Jean-Pierre. Which, to be fair, is kind of funny. Me as a JoJo person seeing that. Ha 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 ha. Is that a JoJo reference? Anyways, so, just
You got to pay for the voices, bitch ass. That's fucking right. No mercy. Deal with it.
You sound like an old man there.
Shut the fuck up!
Get fucked.
Yeah.
Man's just punched his own camera. Oh, it's good that he's weak. He didn't break anything. Oh, bitch. Bitch. But anyways, let's go look at the voices, because you can actually preview the voices on Digital Alert System's website.
Okay.
So let's go preview the other 4 voices.
1.
You're having too much fun with this, sir.
Oh, fuck! There. Alright. So, you said that we can view them on Digital Alert System's website?
Yes, we can, so let's go pop it up. Digital, I'm typing with one hand here.
DigitalAlertSystems.com.
Yep.
And you can see the 3 types of encoders, or stuff for encoders.
2 kinds of
well, 2
yeah,
encoders,
3, yep.
and... Oh, yeah, technically 3. The red DASDEC, the black DASDEC... Oh wait, that's the DAS-EOC.
Yep.
Okay, so the DAS-EOC, the DASDEC-II, and the OneNet SE, which is fucking obsolete.
Actually, no, they still use it. It's just not necessarily.
Oh wait, that's the new OneNet. Okay, so and then you have this. This is the CATV switching and control unit.
Yep. I don't use it, so let's go try to see if I can find what I'm looking for.
It's right over here, right? In the DAS section.
I imagine it's gonna be under here. Yep.
Radio applications, and if we see resources or news or whatever the fuck he's gonna go to, let's see, products,
Probably under here, optional software.
optional software, V4 software.
There it is.
There are the voices. The premium. Here are the samples for each voice. This is the Allison voice. This is the Allison voice for the DASDEC.
Click it.
Hi, I'm Allison. I will be the voice that you hear when you send out a custom message from your DASDEC. I hope you pick me, because I think I sound the best. Talk to you soon.
No, you fucking don't! Anyways,
TTS
then you have
David.
TTS David.
Which, in my opinion, is actually the better one. Not
Yeah,
of
because
my
it's
name.
in your name,
No,
bitch.
no, no. You'll hear why. Listen to it.
Alright.
Hi, I'm David. I will be the voice that you hear when you send out a custom message from your DASDEC. I hope you pick me, because I think I sound the best. Talk to you soon.
It sounds like you when you're trying to be horny, except it's in TTS style. What?
How do you know?
Bitch, I've seen and heard enough.
William voice. Here we go.
Yeah, you can't even respond to that, bitch ass, because you know I'm right. Anyways, this is the DASDEC William voice.
Hi, I'm William. I'm the voice you will hear when using text-to-speech on your DASDEC. I think I sound the best.
That's the same voice used in the Alert Ready alerts in Canada. That's Kepstrel William.
Yes, it is.
That is Kepstrel William.
Yes, it is.
That's the same fucking one they use for Canadian alerts. I mean, if you don't believe me, look at the link in the description of this video right now to see a tornado warning being issued for that voice.
For that voice.
Lindsay, Southern Kawartha Lakes for Newmarket, Georgina. Yeah, that's the same voice. That's Kepstrel William.
So that, and those all 3 cost money. All 3 of them do. And that's
How
not even-
much do they cost?
I have no idea, but I asked for the David voice once. I think they said $250. $250.
I'm sorry, what?
$250
What?
for the one voice that I was trying to get here. I was wanting to see how much it cost.
What?
Yeah.
What?
250. Yeah.
What? What? How much do the other ones cost?
I imagine since they're not as they're all premium, they probably cost the same, about 250. I assume.
$250 a voice.
Yep. This is the face of a man who's reconsidering his life choices right now. If that attracts any ants, I'm kicking your ass.
$250 a voice.
If it's to be believed, yeah. Actually, let me check. I can actually see, because I did ask them a long time ago in email, so. See if I can find it. Yeah, this is what I was asking them about, if I wanted to get V3 for it. And then this is how much V4 Legacy is right here. But I think it is around $1,000. It was $1,200 for me to upgrade to V4. Roundabout. Are you okay, sir? I think Michael's broken. Yeah, he's broken.
$1,000.
Yep, $1,000. Yep, $1,000.
What the fuck was he thinking?
No idea.
Are you fucking kidding me right now, DASDEC? Digital Alerts, you fuckers are more greedy than... You fuckers are more greedy than Recon trying to get more WX-100s for himself! What the fuck?! Okay, that's it! It's time to rant!
Alright.
As we go into the next segment, because I have to bring this up now. This has got to be the most bullshit thing ever for this unit. The pricing and licenses for the DASDEC.
Quite ADHD meds over here.
Okay. The licensing and the prices of said licenses for the DASDEC-II. Quite a menu. Where shall I start? Well, we already fucking found out that each voice costs $250. But before I came here, you told me quite a bit, didn't you? You told me a lot.
Yes, I did.
show me the fucking licenses.
Alrighty. So, right here is the basic licenses. There's quite a few.
Okay. So, quite a menu. We have the master license, single sign-on support, V4.0 enabling key, Halo client license key, encoder, analog video out, TV features plus package, multi-station 5, multi-station 2, custom message pro, expansion GPIO, network expansion 3rd and 4th Ethernet, and TDX.
These two are not valid and cannot be used because I don't have the expansion ports for those. So those require a license of their own.
How much is each license?
So I can go ahead and say that when I bought V4.0,
And I want you, wait, before you do, I want you to take it from the top down.
well, that's exactly what I'm doing because V4.0 was the first thing right here. That costed me about $1,200.
Okay. $1,200, you said? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we're just gonna have that up there. Oops.
That's 162.
Okay, we're just gonna have that there. All right, come back down here. Come back down. Fluffy-haired, wolfy head ass. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, how much were the other ones?
The encoder license I got, that was additional, that was $300.
$1,500.
The custom message pro, that was another, I want to say it was about $200.
$1,700.
And that was it. That's all the ones I bought. Everything else came with the unit.
What about the other ones?
Alright, so we got the cap decode license over here.
So we have Cap Standard, Cap Plus, Cap Canada, NAAD decode, Cap Caribbean, ComLabs EMNet, Cap Client, Treveni Skyscraper Datacast Cap Receiver, and Cap iPause server emulation.
Yep.
Go on.
So those ones, I don't know how much they cost, but I do know that someone in the community does use Cap NAAD decode, and it's not really worth the price. That's for sure.
Ari.
Yep. Don't know how they got it, don't know how much it costs, but that's not worth it, in my opinion. The Cap NAAD decode doesn't even decode as a proper alert, it just uses the Civ MSG code, which, by the way, if you use a DASDEC, the MSG code doesn't relay. It doesn't relay anywhere. It doesn't even get toned. That's why I was suggesting earlier we could use the message thing for that, because it doesn't send out a tone. It just does the normal, it just does like an audio, it just basically switches the audio to the DASDEC and just plays the voice or a audio file and then cuts it off immediately. So the message, the MSG doesn't even relay as a proper alert. It's just a message. It doesn't even relay that. So if you're trying to get, so for those who've tried to get alerts from RA Station using that and trying to get the alerts from there, you know, the Canada alerts,
Ain't gonna get it.
Whoever had that idea of adding Canada alerts to a DASDEC is fucking stupid.
they had the right idea for adding it, but they did it the wrong way.
Thanks a lot, digital alert systems.
It might even be just the Canadian government itself with how they regulate their alerts. They might have it so that you're not supposed to tone any of them at all anyways.
Oh hey, it gets worse. There's 2 other fucking categories of license besides the other ones which we already covered. The net alert license and Jesus fucking Christ.
These are ones that I believe are native to the, you can buy these.
Let's see. EAS Net, Cap Send to iPause Open, Cap Send Pure Cap, Cap Send Omnilingual Cap, Media Room, Minerva Automation, AEA, DVS 168 Single Client, DVS 644, SCTE18, MPEG Dash, Stream MPEG Half, Stream MPEG 124.
Now those ones, I don't know the cost of those off the top of my head, but if I do remember correctly, these parts here are meant for the DASDEC.
Yeah.
And obviously the DASDEC ain't no cheap son of a bitch, that's for sure.
No.
I mean, compared to the that low cost one up there on its own is about $2,000.
This one?
At retail is $2,000. That's the low cost.
$2,000!
For the low cost. Regular DASDEC-II, if I remember correctly, they fall about $2,600 to $3,200, and that's not even a TV. The TV ones, if I remember correctly, are a lot higher. I can actually look quickly for you. And I spelled TV wrong, but maybe there's one for BSW. Here we go. So this is the DASDEC-II LC on BSW. Gotta give it a minute to load.
Which is exactly what this is.
Yep. $2,195.
Jesus.
And this is just with this.
With all those ports?
With all those ports.
Also, yes, that's what's on the back now. That's what is in the back.
Yep. And that's just that. Here's the, I don't know what this is actually. It's a related accessory though. But it's really an audio switcher. But it's a digital alert system branded one for $3,200.
Jesus Christ.
As you can see, the phone's going off. Perfect timing. Alright, so let's go back here for a second. Let's go back here and search the DASDEC again. In BSW, see what it picks up. Because I'm pretty sure there's more than that.
Yep, there's the DASDEC. Oh.
The DASRAD. Here we go.
DASRAD?
Yep. This one's the additional radios. Look how much it costs. $4,095.
Oh my god.
And we've got the DAS low power FM radio.
Oh my god.
$3,000.
Oh my god.
You see, $3,000.
Oh my god.
Oh, and this is the DASDEC IR. This is with all of its features.
Oh my god.
That's with all of its features, if I remember correctly. This is not even the DAS EOC, which isn't available to the public, but you can just imagine how much that DAS EOC costs.
Jesus Christ, why do they cost so much?
It's because
Why? Okay. How much I know you're insane, but how much did you pay for this DASDEC?
That DASDEC on eBay was $500.
You got a deal!
Well, at least until I wind up paying for this, for all the other stuff.
Oh, yeah, true.
$1,700, so that 17 plus 500 equals 2,200.
Christ!
Yep. Gotta love it, right?
So,
Yep. So I wind up paying basically as much as I would for that, but it's got more features than
Gay!
the standard one, so I ain't gonna complain.
You're crazy.
I know. Well,
So-
at least it was less expensive than the digital ENDEC. You don't have no license for that.
How much was the digital ENDEC?
The digital I bought for $1,000. I had to spend $250 for the Rev 95 update, so it was $1,250.
I said, hell, I would have just rather bought the digital.
I got both. I actually got the digital first, but then I wanted to try out the DASDEC because it was also online for cheap.
Well, shit, I would have just bought the digital.
Yep. That's before I realized these downsides, though. No one had ever tried to buy its licenses. Ari doesn't care to because WDFA/cap.
Yeah, well, Ari's irrelevant in this case because she won't even fucking bother to upgrade to 4.3. Fucking 2.6 simp head ass. No. Anyways, here's the thing though. The fact that you have to spend this much on licenses combined with the... This is not even combined with the price. I already know that there are so many other licenses with this fucker that already adds up to $2,200 alone. And there's probably more.
There is a lot more. Like, you can buy all...
How more? How much more?
I mean, all those licenses you saw up there, you can buy them. I don't know about the EAS net thing, though, because that's actually software package that comes with it.
Oh, yay! Let's make them pay for software as well as hardware!
Fuckers.
That's basically what you're doing with this anyways. I mean, you get the basic licenses.
Fucking a-holes!
The encoder license, that should have been included anyways, otherwise it isn't really an ENDEC per se. And all I got was this. This is all you get for $300. No, yeah, $300. You get this.
You know what?
That's it.
Hold this. I need to make something.
You do realize you could just use this too, right?
I don't give a shit!
Oh yeah, listen, don't get me started on the other feature of the digital alert system. The lack thereof features actually. There is no way, and we're gonna get to this in a little bit later, and we're gonna get to it in more detail. But the lack of an actual front panel menu, that's going to be its biggest kicker in a minute when we get to that. Right now, I guess Michael's just wanting to show this off.
Digital alert systems, your fucking licenses and ENDECs are overpriced with little good reason as usual. God motherfucking damn.
Good job.
Yeah, exactly. God motherfucking damn!
Indeed.
Oh my god. What should we even continue with?
Well, first of all, I think I know what we're gonna do. We're gonna get to the next feature over here, or lack thereof, and that is its front panel menu. So the front panel menu, or lack thereof, on a digital alert system's DASDEC-II.
Yeah, well, there isn't any.
Exactly, lack thereof.
Yeah.
This thing is by far, in my opinion, so as a person who owns basically every cap deck except the Easy Cap, which I won't because it's basically useless, as we found out from someone who owns one now. So this right here, I own this DASDEC, I own this digital, and I own a Cap Deck 2 over there, or Cap Deck 1, sorry.
I mean, technically, that's the second Cap Deck one you've had.
Well, I call it the Cap Deck 2 sometimes because I put new software on it that upgrades it. But we're not going to be updating that part of it. We're going to be showing off the actual Cap Deck 1 when we do review it. But yes, that will be the next one to do. The Cap Deck 1.
Hey, better than this piece of shit.
That's not even a Cap Deck. That's
I know it's
that's
not
the
a Cap
accessory.
Deck.
That would be the accessory to it because
I wonder if imagine if I take it with me just for shits and giggles, and I actually get it to work.
it won't work. I've tried it. I even used the power supply hooked up to it. Nothing turned it on. I think something's fried in there. But getting back to this, as you see here, there is literally only one button for this, and you'll see what it does here. If I press it once, and if I press it again, that is its only feature. The only reason this button really exists, other than some smaller things, maybe like clearing the menu or whatever, that's the only reason it exists, is for quick RWT generations.
Yeah, that's it. That's what this little fucking square button is for.
And now,
it's gonna go over the digital.
Yep, I don't mind though. But basically, here's the thing right here. So, that's one thing right there. So everything has to be set up with the web software, including the networking. Meaning, you have to somehow find out what this unit's, it'll tell you on the screen when you're setting it up, it'll tell you what its IP is. But you have to somehow determine its IP, match it up with your computer, match it up with the router, and then you're finally set. But that takes a lot more effort than some people like to say, and that's why everyone, me, Ari, and everyone else who owns a cap deck says, don't buy these unless you know what the fuck you're doing. If you can't even do a networking, you just bought a unit for no reason. You literally just wasted your money. You can't, because the digital alert system, if you don't configure it, and it's not yours, you're not gonna be able to even relay anything with it.
Yeah, but other than that, that's exactly what this button is for. Just a simple one fucking button. Just a press for a RWT.
Yep.
Yeah, there's literally no front panel. At least with this, you have the fucking front panel menu all in here. It's not proprietary to software. Although software is included and made for the digital ENDEC, at least you have the front panel to access it when you're nowhere near your computer. But with this, you gotta have a computer next to it. Yeah, it's already a computer, but the built-in OS on this thing is so limited, you can't even do it with that. You have to use another computer, like he just said, to use the software on that. And if you're nowhere near the computer, and if you need to relay something in an emergency way, I need to relay, let's say we would need to relay a civil danger warning for, Beaufort County. Okay? Like a regional CDW. And if you don't have the software, and if your computer isn't working...
No, here's how it works. If you don't have this networked up and connected, you ain't gonna be able to change anything with it. And therefore, it's gonna be set to the old one. Oh, hey, look at that.
What? I didn't do that.
Oh, that's Wabasha. Or Wabasha.
I didn't do that. That's a new alert.
That's a cap alert. But basically, getting back to this here for a second, as you can see. Oh yeah, by the way, there's the Dave voice.
This is a test from the Wabash County Sheriff's Office.
That's better than the cowl any day. But
Absolutely.
But here's the main thing that is the problem with this. If you don't know what you're doing with this, and because everyone in this community simps over some certain people that has stuff like, oh, I don't know, Ari. So if you simp over someone who has a digital alert system that you buy it yourself and you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you just basically bought a giant ass brick. You bought a giant ass paperweight that turns on. That's basically it. Because if you don't have this connected to the internet or anything of that sort, and you have to use a router, or as I use down here, a Wi-Fi extender, if you don't use something that has Ethernet to it, this is just a giant paperweight. You bought it for no reason.
Yeah, and if you don't have the software available on hand that's included with it,
Oh, there's not even software. There's no software with that.
No, I mean like
the web interface.
The web interface, yes.
Yep. So you have to have to the internet.
If you don't have access to the web interface because you configured it wrong with the network and you don't even have it,
Or even worse, you bought it secondhand and someone else configured it for their stuff.
yeah, under that circumstance, you're fucked.
Yep. This is why we always encourage people who don't have these beforehand. If you're going to get one of these, do some research and own an ENDEC beforehand, because if not, you just bought this for absolutely fucking nothing. You just bought basically a giant ass 15, 16 pound paperweight. Or in this case, the 7 pound paperweight, or in that CapDeck's case, actually CapDeck is plug and play, because it's literally a Windows computer, which we'll get to that in the next episode of Radio Reviews.
Tasty.
We have a Clay Ranger eating cookies during a reviews video. Interesting.
Hey, this is Chip Ahoy.
Hey, good Chip boy.
But bitch. But anyways, so as you see here, like that's the main thing is the problem with it. Also, you can see on the back, as we saw back here earlier, there is 3 radios back here, but unfortunately, because I don't have the license for it, only 2 of those actually work. And I forgot to mention this as well. This is gonna knock the DASDEC even further down below.
No.
So
As far down as it already is,
You know how the DASDEC has those 2 to 3 radios in the back?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. If you don't, the DASDEC only takes from one or the other. So you know those line-in ports in the back? You either use those line-in ports, or you use the radios. You cannot use the 2 simultaneously.
What?
You have the choice over here. If we go to the setup and audio, go over here quickly. Right here, audio input source, internal/radio, or line-in jack. One or the other.
Can't use both at the same time?
Nope. Michael the ENDEC abuser.
Fuck you!
Yep. Even the Easy IP over there, which we'll also be reviewing, is the only non-CapDeck we're reviewing. Oh,
DirecTV head ass!
yep. We're gonna be reviewing that. Even it has the ability, it has 4 radios in the back, which admittedly is not actually that common, as it turns out. So it's actually pretty interesting that I've got the 4 radio set, but still, there are 4 radios in it, and there are 4 monitors, or sorry, 2 monitors. You can use all 6 of those simultaneously, right here. All 6 of those are simultaneous, so I don't have to worry about that. The DASDEC-II, on the other hand, is a one or the other, and this goes for all of them, not just the DASDEC-II LC. This goes for the DASDEC-II LCR, LCTV, it goes for the DASRAD, the DASRAD-R, the DAS-IR, everything. It goes all of them. Even the DAS-EOC has this issue, I'm pretty sure. Possibly. I wouldn't know. I don't have a DAS EOC, obviously. So, yeah. Because if it was a DAS EOC, it'd be red.
Hey. Want a cookie? You want a cookie? Fucking take it and shove it up your digital ass! Next feature. Assholes.
I don't know if we want to review assholes next.
Do it! Fuck you, digital alert systems.
Alright, so next review, this asshole here has to put... No, I'm just kidding.
Next!
Alright, after cleaning up chocolate that he literally pushed that damn cookie in there.
No harm, no foul, bitch ass. Well, it's zoomed in. Oh, hey.
Alright, so
Got something else coming through.
Yep, that's gonna be the, Oh, that means the digital alert system will go off in a second.
How convenient, because... That's for Alaska. All of Alaska.
Oh shit, never mind then, it won't activate it. I thought that was the West Coast. Wait, shouldn't that have been the West Coast activating, or did they not go yet? Alright, let's test that out. Let's see here. I thought it would have activated that, but I guess not. But, oh well. Anyways, get back to this. So, we're going to go ahead and just test out the first thing here, the EAS activation of the digital alert systems DASDEC-II. So, first thing we're going to here, luckily,
Because I had the encoder license that was $300. It was not worth that much. I could have just used CAP for this.
so we're going to go ahead and test out here. So, I'll get to the custom message part here in a second. That's going to be the other additional feature here of this. So, I'm going to get rid of the change DMO. This is so that they can actually hear the audio.
New Hampshire head ass.
Well, it's not a SID DMO. I'm fighting with one hand. This is bullshit.
Can't do much now. Okay.
I came with surprise, with the element of surprise on my hand. But anyways, so let's put down something here. So, Michael, what do you think we should put there as a text? For some text. I don't know if we could put that in text, but all right.
Anything?
Anything that this video can record without you getting flagged for copyright, or it's not copyright, or flagged for demonetization like Phoenix.
Okay.
We don't need to issue that part. That's gonna be included with it.
Oh. Listen.
Oh, let's see what he's doing here. I said, I see what you're doing here now. Just get a minute here to get in this view that Michael's literally on my PC over here, and has been a lot recently. I guess he likes it or something.
I do.
He likes my big ass rig setup that's literally bigger than his fucking leg. Yes, indeed. My computer's like me, it likes pads. Remember, don't put too much in there. You don't want it to accidentally go over the 2-minute limit.
No, I know.
He types a lot like me. It's actually scary.
What?
You type a lot like me. I've realized that I've been looking at you for so long. As wrong as that sounds. Yep.
That's it.
Alright, so then, what you do is you scroll all the way down to the bottom. Just press send alert. Yep. Hold on a second. Why didn't it send?
It's coming through.
Alright. No, it isn't. You have to press it again. So you have to press send alert. And to validate it, it's gonna ask you, yes, send alert. Even though you pressed it once, obviously. And here we go.
The alert light just came on. Now we can hear it.
way to nothing. Why am I even repeating this when I already said it at the beginning of this award? Joy the shit we do during filming of radio reviews. Nothing but absolute tomfoolery and shenanigans for weeks and possibly months on end. I must stop talking now just so I can I don't know, not fucking go over the 2-minute limit for once. This was only a test.
Why is it so fucking quiet?
Sadly, I don't have the volume speaker too loud, but for some reason, I think it's just how Cal speaks on.
Oh god, it comes over the screen!
Yeah.
Oh no. What?
It resets after like a minute or so.
Okay, this is what it said. So this is pretty much the way it activates for EASs.
Yep.
Definitely interesting. It scrolls the text.
Yeah. That's the one thing I will give it that actually is kind of cool about it. It does scroll the text, but at the same time, I mean, you have a Beta Bright, which is very inexpensive. I mean, a Beta Bright's like I got mine for $50. So, a $50 Beta Bright versus a $300 encoder unit or encoder license. I'd say I'd probably weigh my options out there pretty easily.
Let's just watch the entire thing scroll the text.
You're evil. You're evil. Good thing I ended the alert on my station, otherwise people would have been like, what the fuck? Well, to be fair, not like many people listen to my station anyways, but if they did. There you go.
That's fucking funny.
I didn't read much of it. I was too busy looking at other stuff. But yeah, not bad. Actually, if you really wanted to read it,
Could have just checked out the logs.
I'm pretty sure someone's probably an ESOP confused as shit right now.
What? Me.
When the Michael.
When the David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so other features on here. We'll go ahead and show off the logging, because this thing does have built-in logging.
So yeah.
We'll go ahead and show that off here quickly. Unfortunately, it's not the best. Also, stop setting my mouse to this click-clack.
I fucking hate that!
Well, I fucking hate this click-clack.
I hate this type of scrolling!
I don't give a shit what you like. Ah! Abusive ass shit.
Anyways,
getting back to this and stop abusing this damn wolf over here. Ah!
okay. Ow! Ow, that actually hurt.
You hit my shoulder, of course it was gonna hurt.
Okay, anyways, next feature. The built-in logging.
Yep, as you see right here, it's actually it's a lot more detailed than the Sage's. Here, I'll
So
put that
yeah,
up.
let's go ahead and discuss it. Okay, the built-in logging on the digital alert system's DASDEC-II. So, yeah.
You can see here, there's a lot more detail for this. I mean, it has the channel and origination, which right here, we got it from Cap Channel 1.
For a second.
Your camera isn't that close to being dead.
2 bars, bitch.
2 bars, we're fine.
No, we're not.
Now you gotta go here, act like we're in a camera in the 50s.
Anyway, go.
So, as you see here, we've got the channel origination, which says I plus cap channel 1 from WNCE cap. That is a configurable thing there. Obviously, I didn't do this to copy R8. It was just it matches. I wasn't just gonna go put WNCE/iCap or some shit like WNCE iCap or whatever. There's
wait.
there's only so much you can do with 8s.
It's not charging because this dickhead unplugged it for his piece of fucking shit whistler. That was the weather station.
That was the weather station.
That was the whistler.
You ain't a piece of shit either. Dude, that thing,
Well, hey.
that thing works, you know.
Well, hey, well, David, since you plugged it on the bottom, I guess that means you're a bottom.
You wish I was bottom.
Yeah.
But and then right here we have EAS type. That is basically the filter, essentially. That is the equivalent of a filter for the DASDEC. ID is obviously just ID of alerts. I don't really know what scheme it follows. Start time, pretty self-explanatory. It started at 1400 and was decoded at this time. So actually, this alert was valid at this time, but only got decoded at 1402. So they did send it out a bit late. End time is an hour from now. It does this auto refresh thing every minute, so just don't mind that. And location right here is California, Nevada, Oregon, and Washington.
It's Nevada.
Nevada!
Nevada.
Oh, we're gonna do this shit all over again.
You said it wrong.
Get a load of this guy.
Nevada.
Get a load of this
Nevada.
guy.
Nevada.
Nevada, potato. Suck my fucking
Tomato,
dick.
tomato.
Suck my fucking dick. I don't give a shit. Anyways, so see here we have it decoded as a civil authority is issued to require weekly tests for the following counties or areas: California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington at 2 p.m. What?
Never mind.
What?
No. Okay.
And then right here we have a message from there. Now I'm gonna go ahead and say this for the people in the EAS community who have heard RE station go message from WTY or sorry WN
Message from WDFA/cap, which by the way, I must input this reference. Yeah. Hold the camera.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear this.
What?
I don't want to hear this.
You don't want to hear what?
I don't want to hear what you're doing. I already know what you're going to do, and I don't want to hear it. I just want to know. I knew it. I don't want to know why. This is torture. This is nightmare. Why?
Alarm system, please don't turn me into a body pillow.
Yep.
You can blame me for
Yeah.
making it sound like that.
Blaming you for pulling it up in general.
Hey, we were reviewing a DASDEC. I had to bring it up. It's the same fucking one. It had the voice. It still has the voice. It's a goddamn body pillow ENDEC. I had to.
No, you didn't have to.
I did. I did.
The reason I say that is because mine is the superior. I have V4.3. That person has 2.6. They are inferior.
So, anyways, after discussing the built-in logging right there, we should get into the next feature, and yeah, he just brought this up. The firmware. Okay, the firmware on the Digital Alert System's DASDEC-II. So, this particular DASDEC has firmware version 4.6.
4.3.
Oh, 4.3?
Yes.
Okay, my mistake. So this DASDEC is 4.3. It was 2.6 that I got confused with, but yeah, this is 4.3. Ari's DASDEC, which you all know on WDFAradio.com, and what actually activates her fucking equipment is running version 2.6 on the firmware. However, because this is a brand new firmware, or newer than hers is, which is
better.
4.3, not only does it have more stability,
And features.
but, yeah, and features too.
it looks better too.
Yeah. Not only does it have more stability and features with 4.3, but it doesn't say the call sign anymore, because it just takes up, a portion of the alert limit.
And actually, that's not even the reason why they did it. You know why they did it exactly?
Why is that?
The reason they did it was because if you relay the alert down the chain, it would still say message from this station. But that's not the like. Let's say you're on WABC and you're listening to it, and then you hear an alert that was relayed from WBAC, and it goes down to WABC, and it says.
And then
message
people will
from-
be confused.
Message from WBAC, and they're like, "This is WABC. This is not WBAC." So that's why they stopped doing that.
Yeah, they did it for a while.
Here's your comparison.
Yeah.
Here's your comparison.
Okay, so This is the software interface, or the web interface rather, for the DASDEC on firmware version 2.6. This is what Ari's looks like, okay? This is what Ari's DASDEC looks like, or would look like, if she were to ever go on the web interface and take a look at a couple of things. This is what it looks like on 4.3. And if I go to the setup category just to match it up with it, you can see that it is a lot more streamlined and much better. So yeah, there it is on net alerts. DNS is enabled, is moved down there, but on here it is moved up a bit. But if you click view global cap options, there you go. It's a lot more streamlined because yeah, 2.6, 4.3.
Yep.
Not that much difference, obviously, but it just looks cleaner.
There actually is some differences. If you see up here, there's an alert agent. That is not on here. Alert agent was something that was added in V.3 and higher. That basically allows you to do filtering. Because before that, on 2.6, and I can't speak for this because I had 2. This was mine when I first got it. I plugged it in, it was first working. That's mine. But here's the thing: when you do have 2.6, there is no filterings at all. So if you allow an alert to go through, if you say you want a tornado warning to go through for filter this, it don't matter. It could be an EAS TOR, WXR TOR, SID TOR, even PEP TOR. It will go through. While on the alert agent, you can configure it just like on the DASDEC or the Sage Digital over here. You can configure this and that V.3 and higher to say, okay, so I'll allow WXTOR, but I'm Sterling John. I don't like SID TOR, so we're not going to allow that. So you can do that.
And speaking of, if we actually click on alert agent right over here, you can see exactly what he means. These are basically duplicate group, and this is the manage FIPS location group lists.
Yep.
These FIPS groups are here for filtering, obviously, but as you know, just like he said, you can either duplicate group or delete some groups with some exception with some permissions, I would imagine, but nevertheless, one thing is that the alert agent is a lot more controlled when we're laying or receiving alerts through the DASDECs on newer firmware such as 4.3 or even higher than
even
that.
better is this.
Yes, this is the header detection or the decoded event. What this does is that it detects, you know, the locations in headers.
Let's say if you want to test out that your location forwardings.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom real quick.
Of course you do. So let's say
This
right
time
here.
I'll hit the bullseye, Nicholas.
Let's hope you do. But basically, right here. So let's say you are a civil authorities trying to issue a BLU. If you want to see if this will go through, you press test node. It'll give it a minute. If it's green, bingo. You can relay that. But let's say I have EAS and then ADR somewhere here. Let's test this out. For some reason that works. I'm gonna have to fix that later. But yeah. For me, I don't really care too much about the alerts that go over WNCE. It's not connected to anything here. But as you see down here, there is different versions. Like so, right here, custom deforwarding nodes, NERP and CAP. I gotta rename that because I'm not in NERP anymore. So it takes in all sources or all locations. It takes in all the origination codes, all a station IDs, anything of that sort. And it takes in all the event codes as well. I'm gonna have to fix that later, probably, so I can get rid of that EAS ADR bullshit. But then again, either way. So there's that. And as we showed you a minute ago, Michael didn't explain too much into this. I have this. So this was when I was in NERP. I had to change these up. This right here, the NWS cap one, is when I'm trying to pull a singular alert from a singular place at a specific moment. Let's say during the event, there was a tornado emergency not too long ago in November, I believe. It was in Missouri. Actually, no, it was in Illinois near Missouri border. I was trying to get that. So what I did was I set up the NWS cap net alerts here. We go down here. I've got 4 different ones. You can get up to 10 on this. You can get up to 10 interfaces. I have 4. It counts it as 5 because it's just cap push input. That's just default there. But if I go down to NWS cap, this is how I pull it. Right here. But I don't need to pull it. So it's disabled right now. It is currently disabled. And right here we've got the system stuff right here. The boot logs, the status of everything, the help page here. Right here, it just basically tells you like the about stuff, you know, some of the EULA things, what the EAS is,
message protocols, all of that stuff here. So right here, it even gives you a description of the EAS, which is actually really cool. So it's actually cool that the DASDEC teaches you this stuff. It's actually a pretty interesting, handy thing. It'd be interesting they have it on the actual web page though. But we'll go over here back to setup for a second. So station, we can click this, and I can change this everything. I've got custom text formatting here, so if I issue an alert, it says a WNCE station operator. Obviously, that's just how I have it set. And then we go here to global options. All of this stuff. I have the alert forwarding the auto, which is why I get every single alert anyways. I should probably fix that. And then right here, you can set it so it's Spanish, so it's English. Obviously, I don't speak Spanish at all, so I'm not very good with it, so it's English. And you can change the ID of the station itself. Oh, and another thing I forgot to mention on net alerts here. Every station, you can set a station ID dependent on the alert. So for this WNCE/NWS is for the NWS cap. For my test server, which is my test/origination, WNCE/org. Over here for IPAWS cap, obviously WNCE/cap. Now, like I forgot to mention here a second ago when we were talking about the firmware, 2.6 mentions the station ID in its alert where they show message from WDFA/cap. Okay, so that's not very effective if you're trying to relay it if you're doing it in a daisy chain where it goes from A to B to C to D, you know. It's not going to be very practical for that. You'll know where the station alert came from in that, but you won't know, but then you'll get confused probably thinking that station is that station when you hear the message from that. But obviously, because I mean the alerts don't get overwritten with it, you keep the same audio. So yeah, that's the issue. Speaking of alert audio, I'm going to go over here and talk about some other feature in this that's actually pretty neat. Okay, so there is one feature I did forget to mention on this, and that is the net character generator.
I have magically reappeared.
Yes, he has. He's not even over here either. Penis tip. Cancel plus ratio. But anyway, so going over here, we have this right here. So this is one I used to use, but I don't use it anymore. I don't really see the need for having CGen if my station is a literal radio station. Don't see no need for that. It's just kind of like this makes no sense to me. So right here, so you can see right here. So we've got many different options for this. So we can select a protocol type, and this is for the net CGen. This is not for the CGen you can just plug into the back of the serial ports. This is net CGen, meaning that this is hosted.
And it's entirely internet based.
Yep. So we've got the choices between a Compix news scroll, the Compix autocast, a simple Chiron intelligent IF, the raw Chiron Intel IF and Chi TV, simple Chi TV IF, the Chiron Kodi Net CG, Cayman Graphics, which some people might recognize, the Fox Splicer/DCM, and the Innovonics RDS-730. Obviously, this is the RDS machine right here, the RDS-730, so you can use that to have RDS actually show the alert. So, might be something I consider in the future. Wink, wink. But you see over here, you can actually set its EAS codes and FIPS codes here to trigger whatever you feel like. Right here, the Caymans is 2002, as you can see, so that's why I have it as 2002. And I had used this before, but the thing is though, the Cayman graphics cost a lot of money, and the free version is very limited, so I decided not to stick with it. But that is the Net CG right there. Christ, I almost forgot to go over the audio. The audio, as you can see here, you have decoder audio right here. So, you can see right here that I have a severe WX1 here. It's only on L1. These are the two right here that you can monitor on. Right here is set, it says 0. The cool feature I will admit about this, you can snapshot it, meaning that it takes a quote-unquote snapshot of the audio from the previous, I believe, 2 to 3 minutes, and then you can play it and hear the audio yourself. It also does a snapshot after the alert, after its most recent received alert. It does it during the most recent alert. So yeah, it's really cool. I really actually do like that feature, pretty much. And you can change the audio for it, the input levels of it. You can change the output levels of it in encoder audio. When you go over here to this, to the audio output levels and tests, you can set it here. And then we have radio tuners for if you were using the radios instead. Obviously, I only have 2 enabled on here, unfortunately. Even though it literally has a 3rd one on the back that's just unused, but...
You gotta have licenses for everything, right?
So yes, you can actually do that, and you can listen to it on the front panel speaker, the main audio, which is obviously the speaker here. You can see it, you can do an MP3 stream of it, or an Ogg Vorbis stream. So you can do all of those if you felt like it. But hey, we'll go back over here to, see if I can find it. Oh yeah, there is email options. You can send an email upon alert decoding. So you can do that if you want to. Obviously, I choose not to, because I've got a server literally on Discord that tells me everything I need to know, and it gives me a notification on my phone just fine. Honestly, that was, in my opinion, the easier thing to do. So we'll go back here to video and CG for a second. This is where you get all of your CG options and other devices for serial port. So you have the options here of off, you don't have to use it at all. The Monroe R194 CG, the Monroe SEMS 0500 to 1000 series, the standard TFT, VDS, Sage Generic CG, or as I use, Sage Newsroom, the Chiron Cody, the XBob Character Gen, the XBob 4 Character Gen, or as I've got over there, but that's hooked to my Sage Digital, but you can use it with this as well. The Beta Bright LED Sign, the Monroe Envoy, the BDI GPM 300 Matrix Switcher, the BTI Multi-Station, I'm trying to remember what, MSRP stands for Multi-Station Relay something, but MSRP Audio Switcher, the DM Engineering MSRA and MSRE Audio Switcher. You can control everything here. It says that you can control the audio groups of this. Obviously, I want to relay everything onto this. I don't want it just being like a little bit. So obviously, I have all locations, all EAS groups. You can set the baud rate to it. You can set the max text length. I have it set to my maximum of 4,000. The reason it's 4,000 is because, well, yeah, I've got that much. Gotta love Nitro, right? So then there's other things you can do here as well, but obviously, that's fine. The USB serial 1 and 2 is not available for me. I could use that if I wanted to, but it is not available to me because you gotta love digital alert systems, right? They just don't care. And I don't have a video out port because, well,
Of course not!
yeah, because this is the shit. Motherfucker. Okay, sorry. Because this is the DASDEC-LCR radio. This is not gonna have video output unless I literally send it back to him and say, hey, give me a DAS-TVR. And
TV DVR.
That'll cost me an extra 10K. So yep, there's that. I can't really trying to find where it's at, but there is another. What's that? Oh yep, there's me. He's got my BC370.
Radio reviewed in the season 10 finale.
Yep. And we might even review that one over there, the Whistler WS. What was it?
1025.
1025. Yep. We might review that next.
I think that's what it's called.
It's either 1025 or something. WS 1025.
Yep.
Yep.
1025.
We might review that too. And I am setting that up to be a new monitor for my station because obviously that matches, the color of that matches a lot better than that gray BC370. But honestly, I think that's basically all the features we can really review for this. So I think it's time to get to our final thoughts on this, shouldn't we?
What about the speaker quality and build quality?
Oh yeah, speaker quality and build quality. That's a fair point as well.
Yeah. Why would we do that?
All right, so I guess in this case, first we'll do the build quality. But anyways, getting back to the build quality. You dumbass, I'm trying to do a video with you here. But God, shut up. Be quiet. Getting back to the build quality, obviously I will give it this. The build quality is actually really good. It is basically a computer, so basically because it is a computer, the build quality I'd say is actually really, really good.
I mean, the build quality is S rank. To be honest,
the build quality
whole thing is made of metal.
Yeah.
It's heavy and sturdy, and it is quite fragile in some areas. But personally, I'd give the build quality a big time S rank.
I would agree with that.
Because they're very reliable machines.
As much as we give this thing crap for how its software is and how the people who made it are more money grubbing than most of the communist skanks out here.
Peacats!
And considering how this thing is more money grubbing than the people. Yeah, money grubbing is them.
Amazon in Edwardsville! No.
Yeah, that too. Can't forget that either. Like I said, capitalism at its finest. So basically, even though they want more money for this thing, just to be careful about it, they might actually toss you into the next tornado in New York. So yeah, but otherwise, this is actually a really good build quality, I'd say. It's got a lot of screws in it, obviously, very sturdy. I actually dropped this the first time I got it, and it still works just fine. So yeah, but don't expect it to work if this dumbass over here starts kicking everything like he kicked my fucking broken CapDeck-I. Bro literally bent the damn thing.
I fixed it.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, good. And he'll fix it now just to break it later. But again, like I said, it's actually a really good build quality, so I agree with it. I say this is S rank.
Yes.
And so, with that being said, as you mentioned before, let's get on to the speaker quality. Alright, so the speaker quality for the DASDEC-II. So, first of all, let me just get some audio up here. I'm loading some up quickly.
What? What?
Get over here!
What happened?
It fucking crashed!
What?
It fucking hit a server Okay. Oh god! So here's the radio tuners again. AM, FM, WXR, obviously. Here's over here sound like Goofy. Gorge! Gorge! But yes,
Crash! Gorge!
but anyways, getting back to the pretty Shush you. Alright, so let's set the audio here. Let's say we're gonna go for a volume of 80. This might be too loud and I'm probably gonna regret it.
Oh god!
Actually no, I'm going 70. I'm not.
No, not even.
Alright, so we're going 70. So I'm gonna send EAS message, which like I mentioned before, MSGs don't get relayed over to station. They just
Let's just do that one.
Okay, so
I'll report it over the digital.
no, it won't even go over to digital, but it will send over to logger.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna change this up to something else. So here, you hold the camera now. So I'm just gonna type up something here quickly just to say, this is a sent message from, if I can spell right, from WNCE. This will not relay over WP right up. I gotta spell right first, obviously. Alright. Alright, there you go. This is Alright, so there you go. So that's the custom message. So what you can do is you just press send custom message, and you can probably put the camera over here to get ready. Here, hold it.
I got it.
Okay, so, and then start message. And there you go.
This is the sent message from WNCE. This will not relay over WTYO. This is hopefully a test.
So it does actually work pretty well, I'd say. I'd say the speaker quality on that is definitely good.
Absolutely.
The speaker quality on it, I will admit, is actually pretty good. I don't have it this loud usually because you can hear 70. I almost had it up 80.
One thing I noticed is that it has a lot more relay clicks than that of the Sages.
Yes, it does.
It has like 4, I think.
There's a reason for that, and that's the next feature we'll get into, which we can't necessarily test on here, but we can get into it. The multi-alert handling.
Alright, next, multi-alert handling coming up. Okay, the multi-alert handling on the Digital Alert System's DASDEC-II LCR.
That is a feature that not even the digital has. I believe it's one of the only units I've heard of that actually has this feature. So, you know how you usually have to deal with, sometimes you deal with double headers or you have multiple alerts sending the same alerts, right?
Yeah.
So, if it gets one alert, and then at the same time as getting that, it gets another one. In the middle of it, it will hold that alert until the first one is done, and then send the other. If it's not a duplicate. Say you're getting, let's say I'm listening to 2 stations on here locally. It's let's say it's WRX and WERO. They both relay TOAs. Let's say I get the TOA for this county, and then they get it for over there, same county, same headers, everything. If WERO relays first, and WERX does it like 2 minutes, like about a minute later, in the middle of WERO's relay, it will pause WERX, wait until the 2-minute time is up, and then once the 2-minute time is up, if the headers are not duplicates, it will relay that next. It handles alerts like that pretty good. I think that's the only ENDEC that does that, because not even the digital does that. If you have another alert go over to digital during a relay, it'll just cut it off, unless you have it set on the filters to be a higher priority. In that case, it'll cut off the first one and put the second. It'll cut off the original and put the higher filtered priority on it. So that is another feature of the DASDEC-II here, and it's one of the only features I think that honestly gives it a pretty good rating in that one. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, not even the digital ENDEC does it. Not even the Sage EAS. Not the Easy IP. Not even the Easy Cast. Not even the Easy Cap, or the CapTech-I, obviously, because it's not even technically a thing. But not even technically an ENDEC. I don't know why they called it that, but it's a CapTech for sure. But basically, yeah, it is the only ENDEC I know of that has that functionality. The only ENDEC that I've never tested with that functionality is obviously an Easy Cap, and obviously the
Easy Cap is fucking worthless.
yeah, it really is.
Gee, I feel sorry for the poor sap who had to buy one.
Yeah, I know. I feel bad for this guy in Arizona who had to buy one.
I wonder. I don't know who that was.
I don't know. I think his name started with P and ended with EAS.
I'm not exactly sure either.
I don't know. It might be some other guy named, I don't know, JJ. I think that might be it.
Jimmy Johnson.
Possibly, yeah.
Jimmy Johnson. He's a 7-time champion. He had an ENDEC.
I guess so.
Jimmy Johnson had an ENDEC.
I don't know. But I don't know. I think the even more confusing.
James Johnson.
I think
That's his name. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Jose Julio.
makes sense. He is in Arizona. Maybe he's one of the people that gets stolen during those ADRs they keep issuing over there.
Maybe. Anyways, I think that concludes the DASDEC now.
Yep. I think so, honestly. There's not really much more other than that. I mean, you certainly can't get much out of the front panel.
Because there isn't any.
Yeah, there really only is this. And it's just, like I said, this is the other reason it doesn't relay over EAS. One, it doesn't tone it. But even if it did, look at the, notice something about it? About the event code? What do you notice about it?
MSG.
Not only that, but what about it? What about that MSG is different from usual?
0 MSG. It won't relay. It won't relay with the MSG code. You motherfucker!
I was gonna say, the reason why it doesn't relay, it's in lowercase. What are most alerts in? What are most event codes in?
Uppercase.
Precisely. This thing can't even register it even if it wanted to, unless you manually input it into here, which, by the way, another downside I forgot to mention of the digital ENDEC, you cannot add new event codes to it.
Not even with index sets?
Not even with ENDEC set.
What the fuck?
You can only add it to the EAS ENDEC.
Gay.
And here's the reason why. I'll even show you right here on the ENDEC set software. There's a reason why, and this is why. You can blame the FCC for it. Right here, it says new events.
Important, the new events feature has been removed. Only the Part 11 list of event codes will be recognized and handled by the ENDEC. If you manually added any events in the past using the new event tab, they have been removed and deleted from any incoming filters or outgoing headers that reference them. Click the report button to display a report showing the deleted events and any filters or headers that use them. You must save the file to retain these changes.
Yep. So the...
You motherfuckers!
That's the only negative mark against the digital ENDEC. Well, there's some small ones, but that's about it. But
Anyways, I think honestly that's basically all there is really to explain about the digital ENDEC.
The DASDEC.
The DASDEC.
So the DASDEC is now the digital ENDEC.
I mean, they both are technically digital.
Digital
ENDEC.
DASDEC.
They're both digital ENDECs when you think about it. They are both digital.
Yeah, because one of them is with digital alert systems.
Yep. Not only that, but really digital just refers to how they parse that audio and stuff. They both do digital audio.
All right.
Technically, you could go with analog with this as well, but
So, final thoughts?
final thoughts. Yep.
So, final thoughts on the DASDEC-II. I will admit, as much flack as I give this, it's honestly not that bad. It's got a lot more features here and a lot more customization options than the Sage Digital. I will give it that. I'll also go back over here to prove it. You see here, not many tabs, there's not much stuff up here. I mean, you can easily do some things here and there. Other than that, there's not much in the way of functionality and customization on the web interface for the Sage Digital. While this has too much to count. I can't even do a whole episode on. I could do a whole episode just on the web interface. It is quite expansive with how much it has. That being said, this has more negative marks against it than the Sage Digital. First of all, as we've already noted, the cow voice. It is a voice used in the 70s, made in the 70s, and is still used now on this because this is running Red Hat. Yeah, Red Hat over here, and that is a Linux distro. Linux itself does not have much support, or have much in the way of support, for voices. Very few of them are supported, and Festbox Cow is one of the few ones that is actually supported by Linux. So therefore, they used that. So I can't necessarily fault them for that one, but it is still a negative mark. The next one is the limitations of doing anything front panel, and you have to do everything on this. If you have no idea how to network or how to set up at all, and unfortunately this was my first ENDEC I got right here. This was before I found out this was on sale for a much cheaper price and I got this. So, yes, that being said, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to network together. This is easy because you can match the IP to whatever you want. I mean, if you plug this in straight into the straight into down here and it had decided to assign itself a IP, you can just use that IP and plug it in there and boom, you're connected. This, on the other hand, you have to match this one to the router, which is a lot more of a faff. The fuck? Was that Michael? God motherfucking damn it, I should have known. But anyways, see right here, that's basically it right here. It is a very useful ENDEC, despite it having a lot of flaws with its licensing system. It's a lot of licenses. The digital does not have that. The DAS has a lot of them. The DASDEC-I really has no licenses. It has none at all, but it is a very featureless ENDEC, as you'll find out in the next video. And unfortunately, the Easy, as far as I know, is also a featureless ENDEC. Oh, sorry, not the Easy, sorry. The Easy Cap is also, and the Easy in generals, are also all licenses and licenses galore. Obviously, not a very effective way of doing that. But like I said, I think honestly, weighing all this out, so we mentioned in the last episode that the Sage is an S rank. I'd put this probably at A rank or near B rank. This, as much as good as this is, it just, there's a lot of things that spoil it. I mean, he's got a lot of good, beautiful features. Is he still? He's got a lot of beautiful features on it, don't get me wrong. But yes, after I check this out here, like I said, this is basically a very good ENDEC. I've had both of these for just under a year, and a month from now, today's the 20th. This video was made on the 20th of December, 5 days after my birthday. He's still doing it. Like I said, the best part about this is that I've had this for just under a year now, and both of these ENDECs have served me just fine. There's a reason that I keep them over here separate from those two. Other than the fact that's a separate station and more or less meant for the local stuff. These two right here are trustworthy, very good ENDECs. And as much as I give flack to the DASDEC, and as much as I give flack to it in general, it is a very good ENDEC if you know how to use it. It is the most difficult one to set up, and also the more finicky one. audio setup on this, I forgot to mention, is the bitchiest thing to do. If you have the ability to get a mixer, that thing needs a mixer. I don't even know why I have this hooked up to the digital. The digital is so easy to configure with audio. And as you see, a Cap Weekly is coming over now, I believe. Yep, it is. It is a Cap Weekly for... Let's see what it's for here, actually. Blue Earth, Minnesota, of course. It's one of those ones.
This is a required weekly test. This is only a test for Blue Earth County.
Blue Earth County only, yet puts all those other counties in it. But anyways, getting back to this, as I said, my final thoughts, A rank, or I think I'll stick with it. A rank for the digital alert systems, DASDEC-II LCR. And this basically applies to the other ones as well, because they're basically the same thing. Now, I'm gonna go outside and see what this bugger is doing out here, because I'm just telling you. It's literally 45 degrees and it's blowing 14 and the bro's out here riding around like it's nothing. Where the hell did he go? We've got a wild Michael over there. Hey, you! Hi! I gotta go walk over to him, I suppose. Yeah, I was wondering why the fuck you were riding around on that when you know it's like frickin' 40 degrees out here.
Because I fucking can.
Anyways, I just offered the final thoughts on the DASDEC.
Did you?
I think I've settled on A rank. What about you?
Are the fucking licenses?
Yep, that is the downside for it. Yep. I mentioned in there the downside to it is that. Yeah, I'd say A rank is probably a good one there.
That's a new one.
Yeah, it's like I was mentioning in there. Here, let me go back in my room. I'm cold too. I went out there with no jacket on. As I mentioned here, as much as this has a lot of problems, you know, it doesn't have much in the way of, you know, it's got a lot of licenses, but then
Too fucking many.
But then again, so does that little DirecTV head ass over there too. They're just not used anymore. You have to use the Easy Cap for it, and like that. So right here we've got that issue. And the other one is audio configuration. You'll definitely want a mixer for it. Audio configuration on this is a bitch. Even monitor configuration can be a bitch on it. But with that being said, it has been a very useful and very working ENDEC for me. The only reason it's not streamed anymore is because my computer gave out for it. One of the computers I used for it gave out. So with that being said, that's why I think, even though it's got a lot of problems with it, I think it's A rank.
I agree.
So we've got two concurrences right there of A rank. But yes, I think that is the end of this video. Don't, of course, subscribe to this guy. It's gonna be on his channel, obviously.
It is indeed.
No, I'm taking over a series. Mine. Ah, bugger. ENDEC reviews.
Anyways, so guys, thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for future episodes of radio reviews. Also subscribe to EAS WX. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This is Clay Ranger 14. I'm sorry, no, Balls Ranger 143. Signing out along with
EAS WX.
And we will see you guys in the next episode of Radio Reviews Season 13.